Hello and welcome back to A Better World. This is your host, Mitchell J. Rabin, and we're very glad you're joining us again today. Today we're going to have another very interesting and actually very special show. We have with us Her Holiness Sai Maa Devi Lakshmi. She is a renowned teacher, healer, spiritual divine master, really, who has been recognized the world over for her high accomplishments, her deep love of humanity, and her humanitarian works. We're very pleased to have her with us today because it's truly an honor. She has been honored by universities, by spiritual teachers all over the world, and she's been given names that actually no woman has ever been given among the, you could call, spiritual elite of our planet. With these honors that she has received, it shows us that woman and in fact the divine feminine are reaching a level, a stature never before known on this planet, and it is helping to issue in the nature of the divine feminine in a world that has been, until now, very imbalanced. So for so many reasons, we're very glad to have Sai Maa with us, sharing with us her beautiful work and what she's been up to and what she continues to do to make this world a better place. I want to also just share with you this book that she has authored, and she has so many CDs and so many wonderful gifts, pearls of wisdom, and as the book says, pearls of grace, to share with students, with devotees, with people all over the planet. So with that, welcome, Sai Maa. So good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming all of us here.
Of course. It's really a pleasure. It really is. I have sat with many teachers and yogis over the years, and few radiate like you do. Truly. So I can tell things, if you will, based on my own experience of different people who have come here and who are doing good work. But it's especially wonderful to have you here because I can just feel, before even too much conversation, the value that you're bringing forth in the world.
That's the grace of love.
Yeah.
That's the power of love. That's the magic of love.
Yes.
Which creates this passion for life. When the personality merges with the supreme within oneself, there can only be that passionate love for life.
Yeah.
A lover of love.
Would you say everyone is always looking in one way or another for a definition of the supreme, of the divine, of God? Some say that God is really best described as love. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I will say love for sure, life, because it's endless. And it's so powerful. Look at a tiny infant, a baby is born. Look where it goes. Such passion. It's all God. Love is God for me. Love is life for me. There's not an entity as such. That's what can bring all religion together, to realize that love, that supreme, that majestic power within ourselves as life. The heartbeat.
Let me bring up the opposite. Mm-hmm. Let me bring up what our world actually looks like. Mm-hmm. That people all over are harming each other.
Correct.
Killing each other.
Correct.
For personal, selfish, greed-based,
right.
unconscious, and I would say confused reasons.
Absolutely.
But in fact, it is happening. So even if their essence, their nature is God, godly, and love, the behaviors do not reflect or not resonant with that.
Yes.
How do you explain this incongruity?
I have I would say, a line of philosophy or a golden rule in my life. Every single human is a good person. The behavior is not always good because of education, because mostly of having this feeling I'm not loved. The moment a human think I'm not loved, the human separate himself, herself from everything.
Voilà.
Et voilà.
It's true. So to come all the way through would be to say then when someone feels loved, as in deeply
Yes.
loved, then the behaviors will start to record with the
Yes, absolutely.
heartfelt
As a therapist,
reality.
as a psychologist, as all this domain before being where I am now,
Yes.
I've also gone through analysis myself and therapy myself.
Yes.
The moment we know we are loved, we know we are accepted. The moment we know we are accepted, we feel it inside. So it's very important for each single human being to know he or she is already accepted by God, by the divine, by life, and by every single human being who has a higher frequency of consciousness.
Yes. Now, everything, as you said, is God. And I do want to get into some of your actual works too, but you've engaged me now on this, and I do want to ask you, it's a precious opportunity to ask someone of your intelligence and wisdom these questions. It seems then God also invented or brought forth, and I don't mean to be anthropomorphizing God in that statement, but the energy, the intelligence of life has also brought forth the dark as it has brought forth the light.
And important.
And yes, exactly. And what we see in physics is that where there is the greatest light, and we see it metaphysically, so also will be the greatest darkness.
Yes, yes. On this plane, though.
On this plane.
On other planes, there's only light. On this plane, it's a fantastic place to be. Planet Earth is an exquisite place to be. This is the place where we have the opportunity to be light or dark. Now, dark by itself does not exist. It's simply a lower frequency of light, a lower vibration of light. Because in light, you have the full spectrum, bright light or much less light, what people call darkness or evil, all this. Now, what is this evil thing? It's about the thoughts, the feelings, the actions of human. The human mind has been distorted through centuries. We came out of the womb of creation as a beam of light. We turned throughout the beauty of experience, and we became the first cell. During that time, we've forgotten our essence of who we really are. And layers on layers, we've forgotten completely, which is creating a distorted mind, a limited mind, meaning war. And the war that we see outside of us is the reflection of the war within. That's very clear to me. Mm-hmm. I'm speaking with great conviction here.
Oh yes, and je suis d'accord, I agree.
Je suis parfaitement d'accord et je suis avec cela. Ce qui veut dire que...
En anglais, s'il vous plaît.
Which means that it is neither for a divine being. Mm-hmm. There is no darkness. There's no wrong. There's not even right. It is what it is right now. Now, when you move in the now moment fully, there's none of that. You come out of the illusion which has been so embedded on planet Earth that humans think it's real.
What is the reason for the embedding from a larger, say, divine, cosmic plan perspective?
Simply because we believe in it and because we have lived in it for centuries.
So it's our belief and it's our habituation.
Habits.
Our habits.
Habits.
Will continue to bring forth.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, we are already into a different energy, which is moving planet Earth into the patterns that we hold on to everything on human level.
Yes.
Is keeping this energy around. But it's already gone. We're already in a dream sequence. It's a huge phenomenon. It's a huge transformation happening.
So where are we going?
To a really, as your program is called, a better world.
Oh,
this is sure.
Wonderful.
There's a golden age being prepared.
Sure.
Yes.
How is it happening?
It's happening through, people has to shift through illness, dis-ease from emotional energy to physical, through matter, dis-ease, illness, depressions. what's happening is so much light and so much powerful energy is coming into the planet. People are lost right now. They don't know what to feel, what's happening. But this imbalance, this chaos is creating a fantastic world where there will be more and more people being enlightened, meaning put light into the dark chambers of the brain. I work a lot with the brain.
Yes.
Use the brain. The heart is always full of love. There's just a membrane who has to be melted to move from human love to universal love. What is very clear to me, the human brain is being transformed. Whether we want it or not, we are into a choiceless choice right now. So what I will say is move with the current, not against it, because we will struggle and we'll live in pain.
Sure.
And enlightenment is to be in that place where there's an inner freedom, meaning not to do whatever we want. We don't live in pain and suffering anymore. Never God has said, I want you to suffer. It has to do with human consciousness, limited human consciousness.
Surely. Well, the world as it looks today is clearly based on limited human consciousness.
Yes, and when this is washed from the chaos, we'll get disorder.
Sure. Now, from the picture of the larger cosmic plan, why at this time is more love pouring forth than, say, at other times?
Well, there has been time of love. Lemuria, Atlantis, and other civilization that human doesn't know about right now, but will be coming on the planet, on the awareness of the planet. It is that
predate Atlantis and Lemuria?
Yes, more. There's more. It is simple that when technology starts, we function with an intellect, even a high level of intellect, we forget to love. The key is that love. We forget to forgive. There is a law of love.
That's what sank Atlantis, they say.
This is it. Yeah. You have it. Yeah. And there is a law of forgiveness. The fact that we don't forgive, we will live in that density. And when we move with intellect, it's difficult to forgive. We live on one hemisphere of the brain and we forget the other. So the balance. The corpus callosum in the brain is here to balance both feminine and masculine. It's true you just said earlier the divine feminine is coming. I do say, do not fight, do not struggle, do not drop the masculine. A balance of both feminine and masculine. How will be the world without you? Man, how will be the world for you without women? It's not possible.
It's completely undesirable.
A balance in our physical body, a balance in our brain, a balance in the way we think, a balance to take time to rest the body. These years coming and just starting, every single one, a work of light, a guru, spiritual teachers, any human being must rest the body, because the cells, molecules, and atoms, and the information of the DNA and RNA is shifting. The body needs rest. So balance.
In fact, to talk about the divine feminine from another point of view, you're actually doing it right now, because the sleep time, the rest time, the down time is the receptive time. It's the yin time.
Yes.
That's the act of reception.
Yes.
And the being.
And we're downloading.
Then we're downloading, receiving, exactly.
Meaning in the morning we get up with a new consciousness.
Exactly.
Like it's a dream, but it's not a dream. It's reality. The planet is moving from, let's say, third dimension to fifth dimension. And most humans right now are in between the two floors.
Very interesting. What do you see in the next upcoming year, Sai Maa? Because see, for instance, many people feel that things get worse before they get better, just like you're saying all of the illness is sort of getting downloaded, because what happens, as they say, love attracts everything unlike itself. Correct. Is a very interesting kind of notion. So bring in the light and out goes all of the darkness, but not without some feelings about it, and not without some illnesses as a result, what we call illness.
I will say surrender to the higher power within us, to the greater intelligence. The greater intelligence has everything in it. And as we have the gift of free will on this plane, we're free agency, you can take the light and do anything you wish with it. Low frequency or high. So it's a matter of choice in our hands. The teaching that I will say HIU, or Humanity in Unity, I'm bringing is in 4 parts. Awareness, be aware. Am I in the dark right now or am I in the light? Am I in fear base or am I in love base right now? Am I in contraction or expansion? Then choose. And the moment you choose, focus on that. From that focus and decision, you will realize that.
Beautiful.
And forgive. From there, forgive.
Yeah. Forgiveness is truly a key. It's a cosmic principle.
Now, which is even a higher key, I will say, joy. When you're in a state of joy, someone may hurt you, you won't really pay attention to that. It's okay. Whoever hurts you, it's time that we forget those because it's a lack of love. They wish to be loved and they don't know how to say it. Instead of saying, please love me, they do things that hurts. It's okay. We also have done that.
There's probably a little we haven't done on some level,
so
right?
We're not here to judge anybody. We can't judge anyone.
So with this idea of there being a kind of a cleansing, etc., purification as the greater light steps in, what do you foresee our planet looking like in the next few years?
Still chaos. Few years, you just said. Few years meaning like the next 10 years. Chaos.
What about the notion in the Mayan calendar of 2011, 2012?
To get to that place, we have to wash. Imagine that we have lived in a castle for thousands and thousands of years. We have forgotten to open and clean the house. So we don't know it's full of dust. So suddenly someone comes and we open the windows. The rays of light enter. What do we see? The dust.
Right.
Now instead of saying, oh my God, I can't do that. I can't clean that. What we do, start to let clean. Surrender to that. Surrender to the light. To the love.
Will that, if we do that collectively then, hasten the cleansing of the home?
Yes, definitely. It is time for unity consciousness.
Yes.
For the oneness consciousness, to bring light in the brain and let it spread out.
Yes, yes, yes. So when we're dealing with real world practical issues such as the actual disintegration and destruction, extinction of indigenous people who are carrying wisdom for thousands of years of the plant kingdom, of the mineral kingdom, of the animal kingdom, of the spiritual kingdom, dolphin consciousness. What, when we see the dolphins jeopardized, when we see indigenous people, for instance, in the Amazon rainforest jeopardized,
how many
this
trees
requires the trees where oxygen, I say to people on a spiritual path, you know, what do you think your path would be like without prana?
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
In fact, we waste paper. That means we're cutting more trees.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just, it's a cycle. So from a practical, because you're very practical, you're obviously highly spiritual, you're also very practical. I mean, you're taking very real humanitarian steps in the world.
Divine will in action.
There you go.
Action.
Voila.
It's very important for us first to feel compassion for the ignorance of others.
Yes.
As we were also ignorant at a certain point of our existence. Not lifetime, but existence.
Yeah.
Compassion. And then educate people. Show knowledge exists. Give lectures, give workshops, share satsang with 2 friends, 1 friend who drop the bags of emotional stuff. Drop that, which create resentment, anger, blah, blah, blah. We drop that. And then education. Educate small children at 2, 3 years old. Many religions exist. This one is called Jain, this one is called Hindu, Catholic, Christians. Teach, educate people how to respect nature. Instead of saying, you know, this one is black, this one is white, this one is Jewish, don't go to their house. Educate our children at school. Parents has a great responsibilities now. The DNA of these children are different. Use it to go to a different consciousness.
Do you feel that the children that are coming in, we speak of the indigo children, we speak of the super psychic children that are coming onto the planet.
I
what are your thoughts about that?
Be more humble. When parents say that, I feel an ego there, and that would make the children or the parents to feel my children are better than the other.
Exactly.
Then this is ego. This is not unity.
It actually is
Don't-
creating a
Thank you.
polarity yet again.
Separation.
A separation.
Do not even talk of that. Love
I agree
your
so
children.
much, yeah.
Educate your children to love others.
The fact is, everyone has inherent genius.
All of us.
Everyone.
We have the great intelligence. We carry it.
Yes, it's not like God gave some to some and some
I
to
do say
others.
that myself. Yeah. Everybody
mean-
can be enlightened.
Sure.
It's a matter of choice and decision and education. Most humans live into ignorance right now, and has been like this for centuries.
Yeah. What is the way to enlightenment?
Awareness,
2 steps to the left, a mile to the right, and
the middle path. Awareness. It's not about a mantra. It's not even about prayer, because most people pray and beg God for something.
Yeah.
We have everything already. We are peace already. It's not about God. It's about, are we aware who we are? Are we aware? Are we being educated? The moment you're aware, my energy is contracted. What is this? Oh, it's fear. I don't want this. We can acknowledge it, accept it, not to deny or suppress, and move to a place of expansion. Then we choose. Maybe on the 3rd day, 5th day, 3rd month, choice will be more there of that expansion. Then decide to live in that. Do not nurture the other
right.
part that we don't wish anymore.
Exactly.
And
so,
treat
in
the
other
world
words,
the way we wish to be treated.
see it,
Acknowledge.
let it go.
I will say transmute it.
Transmute. Sure.
Let it go to the neighbor don't want it.
No. Don't give it away. Exactly. No, I got it. No, that's very beautiful. Would you tell us about this? This is a very special event
yes,
happening that
I
you're
live
the...
in Kashi or Varanasi or Benares.
Yes.
And together with Satwa Baba, a great saint in Kashi, we are organizing a congress with the University of Kashi about the new civilizations, the challenges that the young adults are meeting. They don't believe in religion, and religion is part of human race. So how to renew, renewal, how to revive, how to explain things that we know we are sustained by religion in a way, which is now to be presented as more spirit.
So you're saying...
Not a horizontal
Right.
religion, but a vertical, where we go directly.
Exactly.
To
So
the
you're,
right.
in a sense, you're saying going beyond religion, taking the gems of the
religion.
inner teachings of religion, but leaving the outer husk, if you will, behind.
Yes. And move into the spiritual world of
Yes.
all of us, togetherness.
Yes, the
The togetherness.
unity.
The unity. As
Exactly.
we are each unique.
Exactly.
And we're gems. Put all the gems together and allow these young adults to move in a different way of their everyday life, where they don't have to be in drugs or alcohol or to escape from whatever, because they are lost. Give them the values of spiritual work, spiritual life, service to each other.
Yeah.
With passion.
Yeah, sure. It's, we can focus on the good, which is delightful. And then when we actually, I see love everywhere, quite honestly. I see love when people open the door for each other. Honestly, I feel that sensibility of love when people do small
glass of
things
water.
for each other, right? I really do. In fact, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then there's this small little club of people who seek to then cause schisms and polarities.
I agree with you. I
Do
have
you know,
seen
it's
this
actually
myself.
a relatively very small clique
You know where I see this
that
more?
keep throwing everybody off center.
I experienced this myself. Coming from a different culture, I come to the Western world, I do mistakes. And the moment I do one mistake, even if I've done millions good things, I see the students blaming me.
Isn't it interesting?
Yes. And they focus only on that one mistake.
So all the good deeds
It's forgotten.
are forgotten in one moment of a
I
blemish.
do experience that myself.
So Sai Maa, you also, amidst all that you do in this world and the gifts that you bring forth in your endless service, you have begun so many different interesting charities. You do so much charitable work for people. Could you just give us some idea about what it is that moves you to do it and what you're actually doing?
When I was a child, in all the comfort that I live in, I thought there was an injustice God. And I started to wish to serve, to steal things from the house and give to poor people, for instance. Service, that unity consciousness goes with service, which in our culture is called seva. And my guru taught me seva. My parents taught me seva. So
Who was your guru, by the way?
Satya Sai Baba.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's so important for us to serve each other. When one has moved into a different consciousness, we simply realize this is me, simply in a different shape,
Right.
different color, different form.
Yeah.
The trees, everything. We are only one. There's only one. That unity. So service is a joy for me.
Absolutely.
It's a joy.
In that light, give us just a couple of examples of some of the work that you have done with, I know you've worked with orphanages and schools and... Too much? Is it everywhere in the world?
Just serve everyone with all our love, where we're not selfish anymore.
Yeah.
Service, seva.
You said it all. I want to deeply thank you for being on the show
Thank you deeply.
and sharing your heartfelt love with us.
Great blessings and love to all of us.
Thank you. This is Mitchell J. Rabin for A Better World. I hope you're as loved by that as I was, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.